Hello people, what's going on? Welcome back. Hey, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you there, viewer or listener, are doing well, and I really do hope that. Welcome back to, of course, Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, every single day, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, and of course, always urging you, man or woman, to comment down in the comment section below. César Azpilicueta off to Barcelona. Roman Abramovich organising a big farewell for Chelsea's captain. Getting into that, Ousmane Dembele on the theme of Barcelona, once of Thomas Tuchel's Dortmund, of course. Linked to Chelsea, lots to get into there, lots to get into today. Drop a like to show some support to the channel. Thank you very much. Consider subscribing if you're new, and I'd urge all of you, or I'd remind all of you to make sure all notifications are turned on via clicking the bell. It has to be all, people, all the notifications. That's the only way to go forwards. Right then, before we talk about Ousmane Dembele, of course Chelsea are being linked to another wide forward attacking player, possibly in January. Eden Hazard was a big one being linked. That's yesterday evening's upload. Do go check out the story on Eden Hazard's potential return to Chelsea by watching the latest upload. We'll put a pin in Ousmane Dembele for the moment. But let's start off and talk about Chelsea's captain, César Azpilicueta, or César Azpilicueta. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's always a TH to the Z, isn't it? Azpilicueta. Very difficult. Anyway, we move. Now, Azpilicueta not played much recently. I don't know if that's related to the story at all. I'm not going to speculate because it's not safe to speculate on these things. But he hasn't really been starting much. He looked like he was nailed on to start for Chelsea at right centre-back, if not right wing-back. So he was playing a lot. Of course, lately, he hasn't played so much. I think now Trevor Chalobah is injured and we're low on wing-backs. We can expect maybe he'll play a little bit more. He's not that old. He's like 32, going on 33, I believe. And he's the biggest professional you will ever come across in a game, Azpilicueta. I'm just going to say it with his head from now on, because he's always trained. He's always been the best trainer. He's super competitive. He's as probably the best Mr. Chelsea we got at the moment. Now your Frank Lampards and your John Terrys have all gone in terms of representing the club, speaking well about the club, being professional, not just in training, but on the mic as well. Sounds like he's a rapper, he's an MC. And hence why he's become Chelsea captain after Gary Cahill left. That was a bit of a weird captain, wasn't it, Gary Cahill? Big, important character for Chelsea. Now, I'll talk about his potential desires in just a moment, because obviously he loves being captain of Chelsea, but Azpilicueta has just captained Chelsea to a Champions League win. He's done it all. He's captained Chelsea to I think he was the captain for the Europa League final, and of course he's won Premier Leagues of Chelsea. He's won literally everything with Chelsea. So the story is that Barcelona are lining up a free transfer for him in the summer. Of course, he's out of contract then. And another story that sort of corroborates this, or certainly aligns itself with this, is that obviously huge fan of César Azpilicueta, Roman Abramovich. It's a beloved player of his. Remember when we recently won the Champions League in Porto, there's that video clip of César Azpilicueta holding the Champions League trophy. Oh no, he goes to find Roman and be like, Boss, it's for you. We need to get a picture of the trophy with you because it's yours. It's yours. He obviously respects, much like John Terry did, respects what Roman has done for the club. Remember John Terry when we won the Premier League under Conte? He did a speech, and JT had barely played, and obviously he bigged up the manager quite professionally, and then he sped Mr. Roman Abramovich and pointed to him in his box and say, "This is we owe everything to this man." So from one good captain to another, Azpilicueta rightly, highlighting and paying respect to Chelsea's owner, a superb captain in many ways. So the stories are that he's being lined up for a free transfer, that Roman Abramovich is preparing a grand farewell to César Azpilicueta. So perhaps, again, if we are to believe the reports here on Chelsea News, I just react to reports. So don't shoot the messenger/reactor. That's a peculiar phrase. Anyway, so the story is that Roman Abramovich has perhaps accepted that this will happen, and that he's preparing a big farewell because, he's a beloved player of his, which, you'd absolutely say he deserves it. He's probably entering Chelsea great, says Azpilicueta. He was never like elite level like the golden generation. But I think he's probably knocking on the door to Chelsea greats, Chelsea legends. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section now. So what would Azpilicueta himself think? Well, if you think about this, he is 32. He's done it all at Chelsea. He's completed it, mate. Hashtag completed it, mate. He's done it all, and he could be leaving on a massive high. And really, remember, he is Spanish as well. He does play for Spain at the moment. He starts for Spain, and they they love a El Clasico player in Barcelona or Real Madrid, the Spanish national team. So as a Spaniard, he'd be able to go and play for arguably the biggest, certainly one of the biggest two Spanish sides to end the sort of top end part of his career at, and most notably, rather importantly, he'll get paid more money at Barcelona than Chelsea will give him. Chelsea will give him 1-year extensions at respectable money. They might be have 80k a year. I'm sorry, a week. 80k, I'd love 80k a year, by the way. So, do you know what I mean? Have this much a week, and we respect you as you remain the captain or whatever. But, as a free transfer, Barcelona might look at him and feel like, this guy just won the Champions League and he's starting for our national team in Spain. 150k a week. Mate, do you know what I mean? For a 3-year deal or something. And he can take his kids over. They can speak a bit more Spanish. He can be back in his native country and just experience another great club in Barcelona, which pains me to say as a Chelsea fan, but is a great club, of course. In the twilight of his career, and play at the highest level, play as a fullback, probably. Great for César Azpilicueta. So if you look at it from that perspective, you could understand it would be, maybe should be very alluring to Chelsea's captain, César Azpilicueta, and then you could believe the stories that Barcelona are lining up a very attractive free transfer for both player and club, and that Roman Abramovich would be, doing a big farewell, so you could believe that as well. So that's the story on César Azpilicueta. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Chelsea's captain. I think lots of us would just be like, yep, legend, send you on your way, give him hell, do really well out there. Do you know what I mean? And we'll move on. And I actually think before we change the story, before we switch over to the next story, this could be why Thomas Tuchel's thinking, okay, well, he's not going to be here next season. Let's blood Trevor Chalobah in as much as we can. He's just signed a new deal. Let's see if we can make him the starting right centre back over Azpilicueta now. He's younger. He's faster. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. So I do want to talk about Ousmane Dembele. Of course, yes, I tweeted about this and loads of people, the sirens went off about his injury record. And of course, I understand that he's been injured for pretty much all of his professional career. But apparently he's not injured right now and has been for a while or something. Or at least he never got injured under Thomas Tuchel. That's probably the story. Chelsea apparently have targeted him. This sort of accentuates the idea that Chelsea are looking for another wide, creative attacker that Tuchel wants, whether that's Eden Hazard or perhaps in Ousmane Dembele. Now, of course, yes, Ousmane Dembele has been a bit crap for Barcelona, not very exciting, plays every now, sometimes starts for France, sometimes doesn't. He's only 24 years old. Everyone thinks he's best part of 30 because he's been around since he's a teenager. He's only 24 years old. And remember, when he played under Thomas Tuchel, the current Chelsea manager, when he played under him at Dortmund, in that 1 year he played with him, he got 8 Champions League goal involvements in 750 minutes. He got 18 league goal involvements in 2,000 minutes or something. Do you know what I mean? And he's playing as a winger. That's an incredible return, an incredible return. And you know what? After that, Barcelona spent £125 million on him for him to replace Neymar. That's the kind of talent we're talking about here. 125. I know, yes, Barcelona probably overpaid, and yes, they weren't smart with their money after they sold Neymar when they tried to replace him. But that was the idea. They were like, well, we'll replace Neymar with Ousmane Dembele because this kid looks absolutely ridiculous playing at Dortmund under Thomas Tuchel. And of course, it's never worked out since at Barcelona. So the question being posed, and what you have to speculate is, returning under Thomas Tuchel where he exploded and did so well, Could he do that? Of course, there's loads of other variables and mitigating circumstances, a different team, a different league, etc. And there's his injury record. It's interesting. I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this, viewers, listeners. If you're not watching, make sure you do comment. I want to hear what people are saying about Ousmane Dembele, because this guy can explode. And like, when I remember he scored that goal against Chelsea for Barcelona when he hadn't scored for them, or something, and he just scores this wicked goal, and I was like, oh, now he turns up, now he turns into the Ousmane Dembele he can be. Like, the fact is he's only 24. The fact is Chelsea will probably get him for a relative bargain considering Barcelona's. I think he's probably nearly out of contract as well. Do you know what I mean? You have to consider that as well. I think Barcelona want to sign him to a new deal to retain his value, but I think he's not signing. I'm maybe incorrect with that. Sorry, I should have checked that before I started recording. But that could be the case. So there could be a bargain on the cards for Chelsea. And I'm not campaigning for this. It's important to know. I'm not saying, oh, we should absolutely sign Ousmane Dembele. I'm intrigued by the story. And obviously it is a story at the moment, so I'm going to report on it here on Football Therapy. And I want to see what you guys think, because yes, he's always injured, and a lot of people are like, why would we get him? We've already got Pulisic, another really injured player from Dortmund, that played for Dortmund. And yeah, fine. But if he has, like, if his injury record has plateaued, if Tuchel played him in such a way where he didn't get injured, and if Tuchel wants him, Tuchel hasn't bought, like a wide attacker. He's bought Romelu Lukaku because he's like, well, I think we need a striker with a different profile. You know, Chelsea went in for strikers. They got Lukaku. There's the narrative there as well. Everyone is seemingly happy to a degree. But he, despite having Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Werner, whatever, a couple of these guys are going to go, at least one. And I think Tuchel wants to buy a new guy, whether that's Eden Hazard, whether that's Ousmane Dembele, whether that's someone else. I think that's what we're like gradually moving towards here. Maybe a formation change at one point as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe we'll go to a 4-2-3-1 eventually if we get that CDM and we get another attacker on the pitch. Maybe Tuchel will try to do that, you know. And then, you know, you need another attacker anyway. Let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed the content and the commentary, I really appreciate you guys dropping a like. That means a lot. Thank you very much. And like I said, if you are subscribed, make sure the all notifications are turned on with the bell. It takes a second to check, so please do that. All right, friends, that's it from me. Enjoy the football, and I will see you later.